Have you been feeling off lately? You can't quite put your finger on what's wrong. Maybe you're exhausted for no reason, or you keep attracting the same patterns in your relationships, or maybe you're just feeling stuck. Now, here's what nobody tells you. Your body has been trying to communicate with you this entire time, and the language it speaks, it's the language of your chakras. Hi, I'm Sarita, and I've been on this alignment journey for about 2 years now. Before I learned to read the signs of blocked chakras, I was confused, I was frustrated. What I had built had just crumbled, and I was wondering why I couldn't break free from that cycle. And today I'm going to talk through my knowledge of chakras, how they are blocked, so you can finally understand what your body has been trying to tell you. But before I dive in, if you're ready to transform your life from the inside out, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because next week we're going to do a deep dive into root chakra healing, and I'm going to show you how to release fear and feel grounded for the first time in your life. You don't want to miss that. For now, let's decode your body's messages. About 3 years ago, I hit a wall. What I had built up, I sabotaged. I couldn't understand. And I realized at that point that I couldn't speak my truth without my throat closing up. I had a niggly lower back pain, and I was feeling completely disconnected from any sense of purpose in my life. At that point, I was being coached, and my coach advised maybe I needed counseling or therapy, but nothing seemed to address the root cause of what I was actually experiencing. Then someone asked me, have you ever considered that your chakras might be blocked? Honestly, I thought it sounded a bit out there, but I was desperate. So I started learning about the chakra system. And what I discovered actually changed everything. See, chakras aren't just some mystical concept. They are energy centers in the body that correspond to specific physical, emotional, mental, spiritual functions. And when they're balanced, life flows. When they're blocked, everything feels hard. And this is what blew my mind. Every single symptom I was experiencing mapped perfectly onto blocked chakras. My anxiety and living paycheck to paycheck was blocked root chakra. My inability to speak up, my blocked throat chakra. My lower back pain, again, you guessed it, blocked sacral and root chakras. Now, your body has also been trying to get your attention, and today you're going to learn how to listen. Now, if you've missed last week's video on science and spirituality of chakras, definitely go back and watch that. It'll give you the foundation to understanding what we're talking about today. The link is in the description, and I've also put it up there. But now let's talk about how to know if your chakras are blocked. Before we go into each chakra, let me explain to you what a blockage actually is. Now, from a spiritual perspective, chakra blockages happen when energy can't flow freely from these 7 centers that we have in our body. Think of it like a garden hose with a kink in it. The water is still in there, but it can't move through properly. From a scientific perspective, we're talking about dysregulation in the nervous system, hormone imbalances, chronic muscle tension, and stored emotional trauma in specific areas of the body. Now, the brilliant thing is that both perspectives are describing the same experience, just in different languages. Now, these blockages usually come from childhood trauma, childhood conditioning, suppressed emotions, limiting beliefs, physical injury or illnesses, chronic stress, and living out of alignment with your truth. And here's what I want you to understand. Having blocked chakras doesn't mean you're broken. It just means you're human. It means you've been through things and your body adapted to protect you. And the question is, are those protective mechanisms still serving you, or are they keeping you stuck? Are you in a state of surviving or thriving? So let me ask you, are you ready to discover which chakras need your attention? Drop a yes in the comments if you're committed to this self-discovery, because I'll read every comment and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Okay, let's go through each of the 7 main chakras and the signs that they're blocked. Now, what I want you to do is get a journal ready, because you're going to want to take notes on which of these resonate with you. Now, let's start with the Muladhara, which is your root chakra. It's at the base of the spine. Now, when your root chakra is blocked, you normally feel chronic anxiety, fear. Sometimes you feel financial instability or constant money worries. Where am I going to get this? Where am I going to pay for this? Focusing on the outgoings, feeling ungrounded, spacey, or like disconnected from your body. You find it difficult to trust life and trust other people. You might also have eating disorders or issues with food, emotional eating. Then physical problems could be lower back pain, leg problems, or immune system issues. And then emotionally, you might feel like you don't belong anywhere, or like you're not safe in this world. This was one of my biggest blockages, and we're going to deep dive into healing that next week, so stay tuned. Now, let's move on to the sacral chakra, which is a swadhisthana below the navel. When this is blocked, you suffer with low libido or sexual dysfunction, creative blocks, feeling uninspired, difficulty experiencing pleasure or joy, feeling guilty, emotional numbness, or overwhelming emotions. You tend to have codependency in relationships. This feeling of guilt and shame around pleasure or your body, and lower abdominal pain. You can suffer with reproductive issues or urinary tract issues. Now, when I realized my sacral chakra was blocked, it explained why I felt guilty every time I wanted to do something for me. I had completely disconnected from giving myself the pleasure that I needed. Let's go on to the solar plexus chakra, which is the Manipura chakra. And this is located in the upper abdomen, just below the ribs. A blocked solar plexus shows up as low self-esteem, lack of confidence, difficulty making decisions, need for control, or feeling powerless. People-pleasing, the inability to set boundaries, perfectionism, or harsh self-criticism. Digestive issues, stomach problems, chronic fatigue, because this is your power center. And when this is blocked, you give your power away to everyone else. Now, let's move on to the heart chakra, the Anahata. This is in the center of the chest. Everybody knows where the heart chakra is. When your heart chakra is blocked, you can experience difficulty giving or receiving love, holding grudges, unable to forgive, feeling of jealousy, possessiveness, loneliness, maybe even isolation, feeling fear of intimacy or fear of being hurt. And physical could be chest pains, heart palpitations, or respiratory issues. Now, I spent years with a blocked heart chakra, which I didn't even realize. I kept everyone at arm's length because I was terrified of being hurt. It's exhausting living like that. I'm sure you would agree. Now, let's move on to the throat chakra. This is a Vishuddha chakra. Signs your throat chakra needs healing is difficulty expressing or speaking your truth, being authentic to yourself, fear of being judged or rejected, being overly talkative or gossiping. That's an overactive throat chakra. Chronic sore throat, neck pain, or thyroid issues. Feeling unheard or dismissed. Sometimes you just don't have the ability to listen to others. Now, when I couldn't speak up in meetings or in relationships, when my throat would literally close up, that was my blocked throat chakra screaming for attention, and I did not even realize. Let's move up to the third eye chakra, the Ajna chakra, between the eyebrows, just there. A blocked third eye chakra manifests as lack of clarity, lack of direction in life, difficulty trusting your intuition, overthinking, mental fog, closed mindedness or rigid thinking, not being able to go with flow, nightmares or difficulty speaking, headaches, vision problems, or sinus issues. You know that feeling when you can't see the bigger picture, when you're lost or when you're confused? That's a blocked third eye. Now let's move to the crown chakra, the Sahasrara chakra, top of the head. It's actually not at the top, it's just a few centimeters above. And when your crown chakra is blocked, you feel disconnected from spirituality or from purpose. You're materialistic focused without understanding the deeper meaning. You're closed minded and you suffer with depression or apathy. You're feeling isolated from the universe. And physically, it's neurological issues or sensitivity to light. This is your connection to something greater than yourself. And when it's blocked, life feels meaningless. And now here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down which chakras you think are blocked based on what resonated with you. And remember, most people will have 2 to 4 chakras that need attention at any given time. And if you're finding this helpful, hit that like button. It helps more people discover this information. And please share this with someone who needs to hear it. Now let's understand how blockages develop now. Let me tell you how I realized my chakras got blocked in the first place. My root chakra blockage. It started when I was a child and my family were talking about financial struggles. Now, they didn't realize, but I was absorbing those messages that the world isn't safe and that there isn't enough. My throat chakra, that got blocked when I learned that speaking up led to conflict or led to punishment. I was told girls need to be seen, not heard. So I learned to stay quiet, to swallow my words, to make myself small. See, chakra blockages are protective mechanisms. They formed because at some point being blocked felt safer than being open. But now let me tell you a truth. What protected you then is limiting you now. And that fear that kept you safe as a child is now stopping you from trusting life. That silence that helped you avoid conflict is now preventing you from living authentically. Your blockages made sense when they formed, but you're not that child anymore. You're the adult now, and you get to choose differently. This is shadow work, and it's how we heal at the deepest level. So now that you know which chakras are blocked, what do you do about it? Now, first take a breath. This is actually good news. Awareness or awakening is the first step to healing. You can't fix what you can't see, right? And now you can see clearly. Secondly, Be gentle with yourself. These blockages didn't form overnight. They won't heal overnight either. This is a journey, it's not a destination. Third, start where you are. If you've identified multiple blockages, that's normal. I recommend starting with your root chakra first because it's your foundation. When your root is healed, the other chakras have a stable base to build on. And that's exactly what we're going to do next week. I'm going to give you specific practical tools to heal your root chakra, release fear, and feel grounded. We're talking meditation techniques, somatic practices, shadow work prompts, and science backed nervous system regulation, all of which I have tried, and it has done immense work for me. Here's what I know from my own journey. Healing your chakra changes everything. When I started this work just over 2 years ago, I had no idea how different my life would look. I'm so much more calmer, more confident, more connected with myself and others. I'm learning to speak my truth. I trust life. I feel safe in my body for the first time ever. And you deserve that too. Now, before you go, let me give you a powerful practice so you can start today to identify your blockages. And I call this the chakra affirmation test. I'm going to give you an affirmation for each chakra. Say it out loud after me and notice how it feels in your body. If it feels uncomfortable, fake, or you don't believe it, that chakra is blocked. Let's start. Sit quietly and say these slowly, one at a time with me. Now for the root chakra, I am safe and secure in my body. Sacral chakra, I deserve pleasure and joy in my life. Solar plexus, I am confident and trust my decisions. Heart, I am worthy of love and I easily give and receive love. Throat, I speak my truth clearly. I am heard. Third eye, I trust my intuition and inner wisdom. And crown, I am connected to something greater than myself. Now notice which one made you cringe, which ones you couldn't say without feeling that resistance. Those are your blocked chakras calling for attention. Did you know you can also do a body scan? If you start at the base of your spine and slowly move your awareness up through each chakra location and notice where you feel the tension, the numbness, the discomfort. Your body is trying to tell you something. Listen. Before I finish, I need you to do some important things. Firstly, comment below telling me which chakra affirmation didn't resonate with you. Write it out. Naming it is powerful, and I promise you I'll respond to your comment because your healing matters to me. Now, secondly, if you haven't watched last week's video on the science and spirituality of chakras, I need you to watch it right away after this one. It's linked in the description and in the card above. That video gives you the foundation to understand why your chakras get blocked and how they work. It'll make everything we talked about today make even more sense. Thirdly, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for next week's root chakra healing video. We're going deep into practical healing tools and you need to be there. Fourthly, if this video helped you see yourself more clearly, hit that like button, share it with someone who's been struggling. Be the person who opens the door to their healing journey. And remember, your blocked chakras don't define you. They're just asking for your attention, your compassion, your commitment to healing. You have everything you need to do this work. Your body has been waiting for you to listen. And now you finally know how. I'll see you again next week for root chakra healing. Until then, be gentle with yourself, trust the process, and know you're exactly where you need to be. You've got this. Actually, we've got this. Thank you so much for taking your time out with me once again. Much love and namaste.